Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 1-cent coins, because some of these coins are rare among collectors and are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're taking a closer look at a fascinating piece of American history, the 1961 United States 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might seem like just a humble penny, but trust me, this little copper disc holds secrets that make it incredibly valuable and highly sought after by collectors worldwide. So if you love rare coins and want to discover the hidden stories behind everyday money, this video is for you. Stick around because what you'll learn might just change the way you see your pennies forever. The 1961 Lincoln cent was minted during a fascinating era. This coin features the classic design of President Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse side, a design that has been a symbol of American currency since 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic wheat ears, which were used from 1909 until 1958, or the newer Lincoln Memorial design, which began in 1959. The 1961 cent uses the Lincoln Memorial design, and it represents not just currency but a piece of American heritage. But what makes the 1961 penny special? It's not just the design or the year. This coin's rarity is tied to a handful of unusual errors and its overall scarcity and pristine condition. Over time, most pennies from this era were used in everyday transactions, which means the vast majority show wear and tear, scratches, and loss of their original luster. However, a very small number of 1961 pennies have survived in uncirculated, mint-state condition. And those coins are pure gold to collectors. One of the key reasons collectors seek out the 1961 penny is due to some rare minting errors that occurred that year. Among the most notable are double die errors, where parts of the design, especially the inscriptions and Lincoln's features, appear doubled. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment, creating a fascinating visual effect that's both striking and rare. The double die error on a 1961 cent can dramatically boost the coin's value. Another error type that makes certain 1961 pennies so valuable is the off-center strike. In these coins, the design isn't perfectly centered on the coin's surface, so part of Lincoln's portrait or the memorial is cut off. The degree of misalignment varies, and the more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. There are also varieties with die cracks or cut errors, which appear as raised lines or blobs where the minting die was damaged or broken during production. These unique imperfections create one-of-a-kind coins that are especially prized by collectors who love the story behind the minting process. But remember, rarity and errors alone don't guarantee big value. The condition or grade of the coin is crucial. Coins that have retained their original shine, sharp details, and have no signs of circulation are the ones that can fetch eye-popping prices. Now, here's the exciting part. While most 1961 pennies are worth just a few cents or maybe a couple of dollars if they're in excellent condition, those rare error coins in perfect mint condition have stunned the collecting world by commanding prices that seem unbelievable for a single penny. One extraordinary 1961 1-cent coin, featuring a strong doubled die error and preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition, recently was valued at an astonishing $82,000 United States dollars. That's right, $82,000 for a single 1-cent coin. This incredible value highlights how even the smallest coins can hold immense historical and monetary significance. It's a perfect example of how passion, history, and a little bit of luck come together in the world of numismatics. Next time you pick up a 1961 penny, don't just toss it in your jar or let it slip unnoticed. Take a closer look. Examine the details under a bright light. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. You could be holding a rare piece of American history worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1963 United States 1-cent coin, the humble penny that might just be hiding a secret fortune. While pennies often get overlooked as everyday pocket change, the 1963 Lincoln cent is anything but ordinary. If you're a collector or just curious about rare coins, listen closely, because this video will reveal why this seemingly simple coin has captivated collectors and why some examples are worth an absolute fortune. So settle in and enjoy this deep dive into one of America's most intriguing cents. The 1963 penny features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has been a staple of American coinage since 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 that replaced the wheat ears seen on earlier pennies. While millions of these coins were minted, their true value doesn't lie in their quantity but in their rarity, condition, and most importantly, in some unique minting errors that make certain 1963 pennies stand out from the crowd. You see, the vast majority of 1963 pennies were used in everyday transactions, jostled in pockets, scratched in change jars, or worn down by time. But a small number of these coins escaped circulation and remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. These mint state coins, with their original mint luster and sharp details, are already more valuable than the pennies we use every day. But what really sends collectors into a frenzy are the rare errors and anomalies found on some 1963 cents point. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die penny. This occurs during the minting process when the coin's design is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing parts of the design, especially letters, dates, or Lincoln's features, to appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling effect is not only visually striking but incredibly rare. A double die error on a 1963 penny can increase its value exponentially. Another fascinating error collectors chase is the off-center strike. In these coins, the die doesn't hit the planchet perfectly centered, resulting in a partial design and an unstruck area of blank metal. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Some off-center pennies from 1963 can show only a small portion of Lincoln's face or the memorial, making each one a unique piece of minting history. Then there are the die cracks and cuts, which appear as raised lines or blobs caused by damage to the minting die. These imperfections can create interesting patterns that make each coin one of a kind, highly sought after by collectors who love to uncover the stories behind these production quirks. Condition, of course, plays a huge role in value. A coin with errors but heavy wear is worth less than a flawless, uncirculated coin with the same errors. Coins graded at the highest levels, showing no signs of circulation and boasting perfect details, are the crown jewels of any collection. Now, the most exciting part: how much is a rare 1963 penny really worth? While most of these pennies are worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars, a 1963 Lincoln cent with a prominent double die error or a dramatic off-center strike, preserved in pristine condition, can command an extraordinary price. Imagine this. One such coin recently was valued at a staggering 80,000 United States dollars. That's right, $80,000 for a single 1-cent coin. It's a mind-blowing example of how coins that seem ordinary at first glance can hold incredible value and historical significance. For collectors, this is more than just money. It's a connection to the past and a thrilling hunt for hidden treasure. So, the next time you come across a 1963 penny, don't just toss it into your jar. Take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. You might be holding a rare piece of history that could make you a fortune. Top 3, we're diving into the story behind a coin that might seem ordinary but holds extraordinary secrets: the 1966 United States 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln penny. While pennies often get overlooked, this particular year hides some rare gems that have captivated collectors and made headlines in the numismatic world. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about hidden treasures, listen closely, because this video will open your eyes to the true value lurking in your spare change. The 1966 penny features the classic Lincoln portrait on the obverse side, a design that has stood the test of time since 1909, honoring one of America's most beloved presidents. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing strength and history. Over millions of these coins were minted, but what sets some 1966 pennies apart are the unique minting errors and their condition, factors that have pushed some coins' values to astonishing heights. Most 1966 pennies saw heavy circulation, jostled through pockets, change jars, and cash registers. But a rare few were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, maintaining their original luster and sharp details. These mint state pennies alone are prized by collectors. However, the real excitement comes from rare errors that occurred during the minting process in 1966. One of the most famous errors from that year is the double die penny. This error happens when the coin is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing parts of Lincoln's image, the date, or the lettering to appear doubled. This doubling effect gives the coin a unique and eye-catching look. The double die error on a 1966 penny is rare and can dramatically increase the coin's value. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin's design is not perfectly centered on the metal blank. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can show a partial Lincoln image or an incomplete memorial, making each off-center penny a fascinating anomaly and a highly coveted collector's piece. Another interesting minting error that makes the 1966 penny stand out is the die crack. This occurs when the metal die used to stamp the coins develops a crack, resulting in raised lines or irregularities on the coin's surface. These cuts or raised blobs are unique fingerprints that can add significant value, especially if they're prominent and the coin is in excellent condition. Condition plays a crucial role in the value of these coins. Even a rare error penny won't reach its full value if it's heavily worn or damaged. The coins that truly make collectors' hearts race are those that have retained their original shine, crisp details, and show no signs of circulation. These are the ones that fetch the highest prices at auctions. Now, here comes the part you've been waiting for, the value. While most 1966 pennies are worth just a few cents or a couple of dollars, those rare error coins in flawless condition can be worth an astonishing amount. One exceptional 1966 1-cent coin, featuring a dramatic double die error and preserved in mint condition, has been valued at an eye-popping 78,000 United States dollars. Yes, you heard that right, $78,000 for a single penny. This extraordinary value showcases the incredible potential hidden in what many consider just spare change. It's a thrilling reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the smallest coins can hold immense historical significance and astonishing monetary worth. So, next time you come across a 1966 penny, don't overlook it. Examine it carefully under good light. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or raised lines. You could be holding a rare treasure that might just change your life. Top 4 were shining the spotlight on a coin that many might take for granted, but holds incredible value for those who know where to look. The 1970 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. It's easy to overlook pennies, but some coins from this year have become true collector's gems, fetching mind-blowing prices and igniting excitement in the numismatic community. So, if you love rare coins or just want to learn something fascinating, pay close attention, because this 1970 penny might just be your next treasure. The 1970 Lincoln cent features the timeless profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been part of American coinage since 1909. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of unity and strength, introduced in 1959. Millions of these pennies were minted and circulated, but what makes some 1970 pennies stand out is the rarity of certain minting errors combined with their condition, making them prized possessions among collectors worldwide. Most 1970 pennies were heavily circulated, resulting in worn details, scratches, and dull surfaces. However, a rare few survived in mint condition, showing the coin's original sharp design and vibrant copper sheen. These mint-state pennies alone are valuable, but the coins that truly excite collectors are those with remarkable minting errors. One of the most famous and sought-after errors is the double-die penny from 1970. This error occurs during the minting process when the coin's design is struck twice with a slight misalignment, causing parts of the date, lettering, or Lincoln's features to appear doubled. This doubling effect is visually striking and extremely rare, making these coins highly desirable. Another fascinating error seen on some 1970 pennies is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in part of the design missing or cut off. These off-center pennies can vary widely in how much of the design is visible, but the more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin typically is. Die cracks and cud errors also add to the allure of the 1970 penny. When a die cracks or chips during the minting process, it leaves raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface, unique imperfections that make each coin one of a kind. Collectors prize these for their rarity and the story they tell about the coin's creation. Of course, the condition of the coin is crucial. Even the rarest errors won't fetch top dollar if the coin is worn or damaged. Pristine, uncirculated coins with sharp details and full mint luster command the highest prices in the market. So, how much is a rare 1970 penny really worth? While most pennies from the era are common and worth just a few cents, a 1970 penny featuring a strong double die error or a dramatic off-center strike, preserved in perfect condition, can reach staggering values. One such extraordinary 1971 coin recently was valued at an astonishing 76,000 United States dollars. Yes, $76,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin so small and everyday could be worth such a significant amount. This just goes to show how the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises and treasures hidden in plain sight. Next time you find a 1970 penny, don't just glance over it. Take a closer look. Check for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual raised lines. You might be holding a rare piece of American history that could be worth far more than you imagine. Top 5. We're zooming in on a coin that might be hiding a serious fortune in plain sight. The 1971 United States 1-cent coin, or as most of us call it, the Lincoln penny. You might have a pocketful of pennies from this era without realizing some of them are worth way more than their face value. So listen closely and stay tuned, because this video will uncover why the 1971 penny is turning heads in the numismatic world and how some rare examples are pulling in jaw-dropping prices. The 1971 Lincoln cent features the familiar and iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that's been a symbol of American history since 1909. The reverse side showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 and a proud symbol of American heritage. While millions of these pennies were minted and used in everyday transactions, what makes some 1971 pennies so special isn't just their design. It's the rare minting errors and exceptional condition that have turned them into prized collector's items. Most 1971 pennies circulated heavily, which means many are scratched, worn, or dulled over time. However, a small percentage survived untouched, preserving their brilliant mint luster and sharp details. These mint state coins are already valuable compared to their worn counterparts. But what really makes the 1971 penny stand out are the minting anomalies that occurred during production. One of the most fascinating and highly sought-after errors is the double die penny. This happens when the coin's design is stamped twice, but the second strike is slightly misaligned. The result? Letters, numbers, or parts of Lincoln's profile look doubled or shadowed. The 1971 double die penny is one of the most famous and rare error coins, making it incredibly desirable to collectors. Another type of error that can skyrocket the value of a 1971 penny is the off-center strike. In this case, the coin blank wasn't properly centered when struck, so part of the design is missing, showing a portion of Lincoln or the memorial while the rest of the coin is blank metal. The more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. You might also find die cracks or cuts on some 1971 pennies. These occur when the minting die develops cracks or chips, leaving raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. These unique imperfections create one-of-a-kind patterns that make these pennies true collector's treasures. Condition is everything in coin collecting. Even the rarest errors don't fetch top dollar if the coin is worn, damaged, or heavily circulated. Pristine coins in mint state with flawless details and brilliant surfaces are the crown jewels of any collection. So, how much can a rare 1971 penny be worth? While most are just worth their face value or a few cents to collectors, a genuine 1971 double die or dramatically off-center struck penny in mint condition can command mind-blowing prices, believe it or not. One such exceptional 1971 1-cent coin recently sold for an unbelievable 74,000 United States dollars. Yes, $74,000 for a single penny. It's wild to think that a coin we use every day could hold such an incredible value. This is a perfect reminder that numismatics is full of hidden treasures, sometimes right under our noses. So next time you stumble upon a 1971 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a good look under bright light or even a magnifier. Look for doubling on the letters or numbers, check if the design seems off-center, or spot any unusual raised marks. You might just be holding a rare piece of history worth a small fortune. If you found this video fascinating and want to explore more stories about rare coins and hidden treasures, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new discovery. Thanks for watching, happy collecting, and may your next penny be your most valuable one yet.